Hello, my name is Fane. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about empathy-altruism hypothesis. This hypothesis explains the occurrence of pro-social behaviors. Specifically, it explains altruistic acts. To understand this concept, I would like to define some basic terms. According to the book, empathy is the ability to put oneself in the shoes of another person and to experience events and emotions the way that the person experienced them. Altruism is the desire to help another person, even if it involves a cost to the helper. So a person help out of altruistic motive doesn't want any reward or doesn't want to be paid back. He or she helped because he or she wanted to. Some altruistic acts people might think of are sacrificing one's life to save a stranger's life, paying for a stranger's meal, donation, or in some cases, volunteering can be altruistic. Now let's talk about the empathy-altruism hypothesis. This concept was proposed by Daniel Batson. He believed that altruistic acts are motivated by the empathy we feel toward a person or a group of people. But he also acknowledged that some people offer help because they want to gain something from it, such as feeling good or be appreciated by people. In this case, empathy is not present. The act of kindness in the absence of empathy can be explained by the social exchange theory, which basically explains that people are motivated to help because they want to be rewarded with minimum cost. Since this is not the topic of my presentation, I won't dig too deep into this theory. Going back to the empathy-altruism hypothesis, people might ask, under what condition will a person feel empathy, and when will people act out of kindness without the feeling of empathy? To answer this, I'm introducing two more terms, in-group and out-group. In-group is a group which people are a part of. For example, people in a Spanish club consider their in-group to be those who study Spanish and those who are in the club. Then out-group is the group that people are not a part of. The people in Spanish club will consider other language clubs such as Spanish club, French club to be their out-group. People tend to favor in-groups and discriminate against their out-groups. People in Spanish club might think that German is not as interesting as Spanish. They might also think that people in German club are not as smart as they are. Because of this tendency, people help for different reasons, depending on whether they are helping a person from the in-group or a person from an out-group. When helping a person from in-group, most of the time, people help because they feel empathy toward that person. When helping a person from out-group, people help because they want to gain something, just like the social exchange theory explains. This makes sense because the more connected people are to a person or a group, the more easier they are to share the feeling of that person or group, and people tend to feel more connected to their in-group members. We can apply the empathy-altruism hypothesis in real-life situations such as COVID-19 pandemic. I think most people are very familiar with COVID, as we are currently in the midst of this unfortunate pandemic. COVID starts in Wuhan, China, at the beginning of 2020. It's highly contagious and has spread to many countries. It's now a global pandemic killing millions of people. Despite all the negativities, there are many people who stay strong and help each other out. When the pandemic first started in China, the situation became so serious that the government of China had to shut the cities down. Everything except the hospital was closed. Wuhan is one of the cities that have the highest cases. When the city was shut down, there was a lack of public transportation. Some people don't own vehicles, and especially for healthcare workers, it is very difficult for them to go to work. There are people that come together and form a volunteering organization where they will give free rides to the people who need transportation. They also work with restaurants that provide free meals to people, and they will deliver those meals for free. In the United States, Canada, Britain, and Germany, there are also many people who offer help by providing free food, fostering animals, and picking up medications for those who need help. I do believe that all these acts of kindness in such a hard time are all altruistic. I believe that they help because they feel empathy and compassionate toward other people. It would be hard to say that they help because they want to be rewarded, because in reality they don't actually gain anything. The drivers who transport people to work place themselves at great risk of being infected by the virus. The people who offer free food and picking up medications for other people don't gain anything. They help by costing their own time and money. And also there are not many pressure on them to help. So because there are many people in the community and some of them are still healthy, and if they don't help, they won't feel very guilty because there's a diffusion of responsibility. So if they don't help, they won't actually lose anything. They won't be feeling guilty toward themselves or having bad feelings. But they still decided to help. And the only reason that I can think of to explain their kindness is by the empathy-altruism hypothesis. They help because they feel empathy and compassionate toward the people in the community. And these are my sources for my slides. Thank you for listening and have a blessed day.